Hey everyone, welcome back to another World of Warships Blitz video. So, we got a special one today. Wargaming reached out, asked if I would be willing to review a new premium ship coming into the game. So, as you can see here, we got the Tier 9 Premium Italian Cruiser, the Michelangelo. As you can see here, guys, I'm on my own personal account. So, in full disclosure, the ship and a camo were comped to me for the purpose of testing and recording gameplay footage for you guys. And the only thing Wargaming asked in return is what I'm going to give you anyways, and that's a fair and honest review of the ship. Some of you might be asking, hey, Soulfire, just real quick, is the ship good or is it bad? That is not a fair question to ask about the ship. The ship is the most unique ship I've ever played in this game. It's an exceptional brawling cruiser. If you have the skill set to put into it. That's the best way to describe it. It is a monster of a secondary brawler. But as I was playing it, I kind of thought of it as the thinking man's brawler. You have to put thought into this one. You have to understand where to land your secondary sap shells at on enemy ships. You need to understand your positioning. You have to have exceptional map awareness. The more of these things that you can put into the ship, the higher the ceiling is for this one. It's I've never played anything like it. If you're looking at the ship model, guys, you can see why. Right on the stern of the ship, those are 152 millimeter SAP secondaries. You got another quad turret in the back, but that's where they're set up. Quad turrets of 152 millimeters manual secondaries. You can see your little SAP auto secondary sitting on the side there. And your 320 millimeter main guns right in the middle of the ship. And you'd look at it, go, I don't know if this ship's going to work out very well. Like I said, if you understand how to position this thing, the sky's the limit. It's an absolute monster. But just having the skill to get all of these weapons to bear on an enemy target can be tricky. So I don't know that I'd recommend it for a beginner player, but we'll show you some gameplay later and let you guys make your decisions there. I was lucky enough to have a super tester available to take this into a training room. We did some 1v1s, really stress tested the ship against other brawling cruisers, Napoli, Admiral Schroeder, a couple German cruisers, just to get a feel for it. It really helped me decide what commander I wanted to put on the ship. I chose Leonardo here, the turtle commander we just got out of the Ninja Turtle event. He's got a nice skill set that I think is good for this ship, and Napoli for another. Having the Survivalist Plus, when you don't have to worry about a precise aim or a rapid reload, really can help you concentrate on recovering hit points. So, I see I'm running a high alert here to get my damage controls back faster. I'm running Generalist Plus to get better fire and flooding resistance, a little more hit points back. Obviously, the Survivalist Plus for more hit point recovery. And I'm even running fully prepared to get more or get better cooldown on my repair kits. In my eyes, Adrenaline Rush is a no-brainer here. Extra main battery reload, torpedo tube reload, secondary reload, automatic secondary reload time. No-brainers here. Another thing, he's got close quarter combat expert plus. Takes that shell dispersion, narrows it down on your secondaries and your autos a little bit. And he's got an interesting skill here. Now, I don't have Cincinnati maxed out, so I could not test out SAT Plus for the main guns. I heard it works pretty good. My only other high-level commander I could put on this thing had an APCS It was my Colombo commander. And it worked okay. It worked okay. But this one is the one that I really kind of enjoyed on here. Again, knowing how to aim those manual sap secondaries is huge here. But having this little bit of extra penetration power on them seemed to really work out really nice. I'll get into the ship stats here in a second. I really want to go over the equipment build here. I did test out the auxiliary armament modification one here to put that extra range on the secondary battery and the auto secondaries. It was a close one, but I ultimately decided and played and tested a lot of, in game anyways, a lot of secondary battery mod 1 here. Taking the reload time down on those on your manual secondaries. Because they are the main focus of the ship. Those manual secondaries, those are your main damage producers here. You really want to get those. You want to just as quick as you can get those things firing. That's what in my opinion, anyways. I wanted my secondaries to be able to fire as fast as possible. And I did that with going into the equipment build here. High grade coal help out that surface detection, improve crew rations, help the main battery firing time out, a reload time out. And again, secondary battery reload time. I wanted to get that down as low as possible. Let's go ahead and look at my build anyways, with the ship. First off, improved main armor belt. You don't even worry about it. You want secondary gun specialization here. Knock the reload times down. So, like I said, to me that's a no-brainer. I want my secondary reload time down as much as possible. Camouflage, guys. I don't know which was the best one here. The war paint camo that I was comped for this test. Hit points, firing range on the main battery, secondary firing range, torpedo range. The historical camo, swap out the torpedo range for extra range on your autos secondaries. Either one looks viable. I don't know which one's going to be the better option. I really don't. Looking at the actual stats here. Survivability wise. 15% citadel protection, 10.5% damage reduction. Feels kind of tankier than that. I don't know if it's hitboxes or what, but it seemed to be a little more tanky than what these stats showed. And I'm not complaining at all. It really, really helped the ship out quite a bit. Now, that being said, guys, if you give a broadside to a tier 9 or 10 battleship, and he can get a healthy salvo into you, he is going to take half your health in one salvo. Easy. So you got to be careful with that. And that's why I said positioning with this thing is very important. Take this with a grain of salt, guys. Maneuverability. I'm a battleship main. Anything with a time to full speed under 20 seconds is fast for me. And anything with a turn time of less than like 12 seconds for a max turn time is absolutely it can turn on a dime in my opinion. That being said, guys, it didn't feel sluggish on the rudder at all. It really didn't. The main guns. Weird to call them the main guns since they are not your focus. You're not going to bow in and be able to use your main guns. I'll show you that. Show you guys the firing angles here in a second. 17.5 second reload on the main guns. Nice. Very nice alpha for the AP. And another nice alpha for the SAP. 1400 AP alpha, 1600 SAP alpha. Really nice. Turret traverse, 8 degrees a second. They're a little sluggish. Luckily, they're 360 degree turrets, though. So, for the most part, you're going to be able to keep them on target as you're maneuvering. The manual secondaries. Like I said, you got 3 quad turrets, 7.5 second reload, almost 8.5 kilometer range on them. 531 alpha for your sap damage. It's not bad. Again, aiming is key with these things. You want to, and this is my test, when I was testing the ship, and you're going to hear this in the gameplay where I was complaining to myself, hit the stern of the battleships and the cruisers. That seemed to be where I was getting the most consistent full penetration with these sap shells. And the auto secondaries, 5.5 kilometer range, 165 alpha for those with a 5-second reload. I mean, they're there. That's about the best I can say about those. They're there. The torpedoes got a long reload on them. 72 seconds for 2x3s. So you got 2 triple launchers, 1 on each side. Look at that alpha, though. We're pushing 4,500 alpha out of the torpedoes with an just over 8 kilometer range on them. Decent flooding chance on them. 62.5 knots. So they're not the slowest things. If you can get them off when you're ambushing, say, a destroyer coming around off an island, tricky because of the firing angles, and I'll show you that too here in a second. Your AA guys, I fought against Midways and Richtoffens mostly when I was playing this. The AA is not going to scare any Tier 10 aircraft carrier. Not going to scare a Tier 9 aircraft carrier. Even if you position yourself near a supposed AA ship, Midway planes are going to come and get you anyways. So, it's nice AA, it's decent AA, but, be careful when you're facing an enemy carrier. And surface detection, with my surface detection build, when the high-grade coal comes into play in a game, we go under 8.5 kilometers. Really nice. If it's in your surface detection, you're going to be able to hit it with your secondaries and your torpedoes. All right. We've gone over the ship. I think we've talked about the commanders, what I like there. My equipment build. Again, I went for reload time. Reload time, reload time, reload time. I want to show you the turrets, though. Your turret angles, your firing angles. Let you know what you're getting into with this thing. That way you're not surprised. Let's get the main guns out where you can get both of them on target. There you go. There's your forward angle. We'll stick them to the back here. Show you the torpedo angle while we're waiting. Nice torpedo angle for kiting away, but for an aggressive push, they're a little tough. There's your narrow spread. Here come the main guns for if you're having to kite away. You see, I don't have a target yet. Here we go. Got one on. That's to be able to get both turrets on target. That's how much broadside you'd have to show at a target back there. The manual secondaries. Not bad for kiting away with your front ones. You got a really nice forward firing for all of your secondary turrets. In my opinion, that's a pretty good firing angle to get all 3 of your secondaries off. And again, guys, the main guns, 360s, you don't have to wait for them to come around the long way. They're going to sit a little sluggish. We'll have a little bit of trouble keeping up with your maneuvering, but it's definitely workable. So I think we've caught everything with the ship. I'm going to play... I've got quite a few games recorded for this thing. I think I'm going to break it up into 2 parts if that's okay with you guys. I'm going to show you a couple of random games today. And then we're going to come back in for tomorrow. And I'm going to show you what the ship is really capable of. Today it's just going to be all about... I want to stress test the ship. I want to do this with it because I don't know. I want to show you guys. Tomorrow is going to be ranked games. And we're just going to go all out as much skill as I can put into this ship and show you what the ship is capable of. That being said, though, let me give you an idea where it stacks up for me. Again, guys, I'm not a cruiser main at all. I've got 8 games in this thing in randoms. You can see here 75% win rate, 50% MVP rate, destruction ratio 4.0, average damage pushing 78,500. Ranked battles, I only did 2 games in ranked, so I got 10 games total in this thing. 79,000, almost 80,000 average damage in the 2 games. Destruction ratio is 7. It was a monster in ranked. That's all I'm going to tell you. So, like I said, I think for me, not being a cruiser guy, those are damn good stats. So, with that, we're already running like 16 minutes here. Let me throw some games on for you. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy them. Okay, game number 3 with Michelangelo. Midway, Georgia, Ismo, Condi's out. So, all players. Jutland and the Gdansk. I think we've got the powerhouse team here because I saw we have a Hanover. Alright, let's see where my 2 destroyers go on this side. So, I mean, this is like my 3rd game, so I'm still trying to figure out positioning. Yeah, we got Foot Clan in Hanover, so we definitely have the power on this side. Well, we're going to go... Looks like Gearing's going to go to C. Let's go to C and see if we get a destroyer over here. Alright, Ismo. Georgia. Alright, we definitely have a DD in C cab. But where is he going to go?
I can see them turtles.
Alright, so he's... Let's just dump torpedoes out. Maybe he comes out. Now he's slowing down. He's smoking up. Still don't know if he's going to come out yet or not. What do we got? Alright, let's go ahead and get some shots at Condi here. It doesn't look like it looks like Gdansk is coming out anytime soon. See if we can finish this Condi off, though. Alright, where is... He's alright. Pop the sonar in case he sneaks out. Can we get a kill shot on Condi? Alright, I gotta be real careful now with the 2 battleships coming around. We'll smoke up. Start getting some secondaries into Georgia now. I found that the best place to try to hit a battleship or heavier cruiser is in the back end with those secondaries. And we're just going to beat feet right out of here. I really am dying to test this thing out on destroyers. Ismo's going to be sneaking around. So let's, might be able to get a shot over the island at him. I'm not sure. Let's go for this Gdansk. Let's see if we can get him out. That poor Hanover's getting pummeled by the aircraft carrier and the Gdansk coming in. Alright, main guns out. Let's see if I let him enough. Not too sure about the voice lines of this guy. Alright. That should be a dead Gdansk. Okay. Zao and Jutland. So we're going to hit the brakes. I'm going to pop smoke just to give Jutland something to think about. We'll dump torpedoes out in case Zao keeps going. He turned out nice. Good job on him dodging those. As I'm still working the shell velocity, so... Oh, that was a nice hit. I mean, you guys can see what the main guns and the secondaries can do to destroyers. And let's see how our main guns and secondaries do against Zao. Not bad. He's not quite in secondary range. We got torpedoes coming in, though. Imagine we got a sea of torpedoes coming from the Zao, too. Alright, we'll go ahead and damage con that. When the torpedoes hit, I don't have to worry about a flood. Alright, let's get this Jutland out of the way. Let's pop a main gun at him. Alright, he's should be dead, but alright, good. Just in case, drop that other secondary salvo at him. Zao's almost in my secondary range. We'll pop the other heal just in case. That's not bad. I mean, 60k for the MVP, so it must have been pretty uniform damage all the way across. Let's see what we got here. I mean, the Foot Clan. But I mean, besides that, the Gearing, the Hanover, the Foot Clan, we all did pretty, that wasn't bad. "88 secondary hits, 2 ships destroyed, 34 main gun hits. Not bad at all. Alright, well, let's try this again. Alright, I think this is game 7? Black Repub, Colombo, Lion, Turtle Air, Jinan, 2 Shimas. Alright, an Hourglass. So, in theory, we catch a Shima out in the middle of the Hourglass there, or maybe we can delete it right away. So, I mean, you got the stealth. We could flank with this. We could go up that flank, but I'm not confident in my ability to go up the flank. But I'm really wanting to catch a DD out. I mean, I've caught some DDs in the middle of games where they're maneuvering, but I really want to jump scare a DD. And it looks like our one DD is dead in the water and our other one's scouting out the other way. So this is not going to go the way I want it to, I don't think. Yeah, we'll dunk some torps out here in a second and see if we can get a good angle on them. So, I mean, you see the torp angles on this thing. That's the only thing it kind of limits, I think limits the ship a little bit. Alright, there's the Turtle Air. Colombo's in the back. He just tossed up his spotter plane. Alright, let's just back up and let's help our cruiser with Turtle Napoli there. Alright, and one Shima's down. And I just got to pay attention. I don't know where the other one went. If he's flanking around with this with Turtle Napoli here, or alright, but we'll switch to the armor piercing because that one wasn't terrible. Alright, that had to have been Shima torps go flying around there. So the Shima is somewhere around the turtle ship there. There's Shima. Alright, let's get a shot out on the Napoli here and get our sap loaded, and let's take care of the Shimakaze. Alright, one secondary volley into him. There's number 2. Alright, let's see what the main... Well, let's let them... Alright, we're missing a secondary gun, but let's see what the main gun volley does to him. Should still be able to see him with my sonar active. If you launch torps, we're fast enough to get away from them. I mean, it's not the... I could be shooting a little bit better, but... Ooh, Black Repub. Oh, he's got a lot of torpedoes heading his way. We got 10 seconds left on a smoke.
I can see them turtles.
Alright, let's go ahead and pop the smoke and let's get some shots into this. Let's hold off on the smoke. There we go. Yeah, let's get it now. I see the main guns looking at me. What did our secondaries do to a repub? What's AP do to the repub? That's another good question. Bunch of zero pens. So I said, guys, I'm be careful where you're aiming these. I don't know if I led that too much or not. Black Repub's down. We're one ship down, but I think we're okay. Let's see what Colombo does to us. He's got to be right in there. Should have let it a little bit more. Oh, well. All right, let's see what Colombo does. Let's give him a nice juicy target. Here it comes. Wasn't a bad volley. I wasn't sitting total broadside to him yet, but let's see. Let's give him a broadside here. I mean, if we're going to torture test this ship, 16K, he should be able to take me out with one broadside. Here it comes. Not bad. That's I was expecting to get deleted there, so that was interesting. Now on PC, you got to worry about getting overmatched with your armor getting overmatched with the enemy main guns, and obviously in Blitz we don't have to stress that. So can we not get hit by that torpedo? That would be good. All right. See if we get a lucky shot on the Jinan there. Yeah, like I said, that's one thing you don't have to worry about here is we don't have any overmatch mechanics. So in PC, I would have absolutely just been wiped off the face of the planet the first time Colombo shot me. So this thing's somewhat tanky. 63K. Oh, it's not another not a bad game. Not my best game so far in it, but not a bad game. All right, let's see if we can get another one in. All right, Black Conqueror, Schleif, and Kremlin Yodo, and a Kitakazi with Batabuki and a Bot Duncan for game number 8. All right, let's see what we can do here on Haunted Seas.
We turtles don't know the meaning of the word defeat.
All right, we know their Kitakazi's going to be on the other side of the map, so it's me versus whatever cruiser comes down this side and a couple battleships. I like the acceleration. I like the speed, the turning. We could be a little more maneuverable, but it's not terrible. All right, Yodo. We're getting a Batabuki or we're getting Yodo over here? There's the big question. 34.1 knots. It's not bad. And I don't know where to classify this as a heavy cruiser or. All right, so we got the Batabuki. So we're just gonna dunk torpedoes out. What is that? Kremlin over there. Black Conqueror. I don't want to die behind the rocks there, so I'm not giving free shots to the battleships. And the Bot Duncan's over here too. Couple zero pens on the Batabuki. Again, how many times have I said it? Try to hit the back end of Schlief. Oh, Jesus. Schlieffen, Kremlin, and Black Conqueror all over here. I got 4 ships over here, and alright. See what we can do here. We're going to just sneak out. We're just going to ease out. Try to get torps out on this Black Conqueror, and hopefully not get absolutely crushed. Now, see the torpedo angles. A little bit of a problem. Yeah, that was decent. No, it's not far enough. That still wasn't terrible. It's Black Conqueror. What do you expect? We're going to get all 3 torpedo hits? Yes, we are. Alright. And get shots out of this Black Duncan. And I really need to switch over to the armor piercing at some point. Can't quite lob the island from right there. I need to back up just a hair. Oh, damn it. So I keep switching between secondaries and mains, and then I keep forgetting to change over to armor piercing on my main guns. Alright, we've got 2 seconds left. Got torpedoes coming back up, so we'll sneak out one more time. I'm going to remember to... No, okay, we got secondaries, torpedoes, pop smoke. We're just going to dunk them out. I don't know if we're going to hit anything or not. Alright, now we got the armor piercing loaded. And again. This is going to hurt. Yeah, 23k salvo into me. Alright. Armor piercing against the Kremlin. Got some full pens in there. It's not bad. Right, guys, what are you doing over at sea? Alright, 10-kilometer AP shot against Kremlin. 6 out of 8. Couple half pens, but nothing crazy there. Schlieffen's coming back up our way. A 0 pen there. That could have been nicer. But, I mean, I'm not playing with a APCS commander, so what do I expect? Alright, well, I think this is going to be the end of me if Schlieffen's coming around the bend. We'll get our torps out. At least I'm going to get my torpedoes into them. 100k, and that's it. We're dead. Still, I mean, 100k in a battleship heavy game, that's not bad. There's not a lot to complain about there. I said though, I gotta remember where to aim those manual secondaries, because they put in the work, but I'm too focused on not dying, I guess. I don't know.
Let's put the fire out before we're fried turtles.
Dying to know what you guys were doing over at CCAP. I said, that's my eighth random. This is my eighth random game with it, and I mean, I kind of like the ship. It's definitely different. It's a challenge. I think it's pretty well damn balanced. That's for sure. That's a shame, though. I think we. I don't know. I guess I was too focused on my neck of the woods to see what was going on over here. I mean, 101. That's pretty good since I got just, it was just farming battleships, no HE. What do we get? I mean, we're the highest damage everybody, so that's not too bad. Seven torpedo hits, 169 in the secondary, 65 in the main guns. Not bad at all.